So if you guys don't know, I love playing Pokemon. Pokemon is my favorite overall franchise. My favorite activity to do in Pokemon is Nuzlocking. My favorite type of Nuzlocke rule set is for the hardcore Nuzlocke. I've done several hardcore Nuzlocks on most of the main series Pokemon games and a few on some ROM hacks, including some that were unsuccessful at the time of this recording. You may immediately recognize that the Kaizo games are infamous in the Nuzlocke community as being some of the hardest games to win a successful hardcore Nuzlocke on. However, I started to wonder, can I beat a ROM hack intentionally created with Kaizo difficulty that I made? Well, I decided to explore this with my own hack, uncreatively called Pokemon X Kaizo. For context on why I decided to try this on Pokemon X, Pokemon X and Y are considered some of the easiest main series games to perform Nuzlocks on. I wanted to make this game hard, as in really difficult. I'm talking trigonometry levels of difficult. I could have also done this for Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but come on, we know why there's no need for that. Pokemon X Kaizo was created with the intention that people were going to do hardcore Nuzlocks on it. Of course, that's not the end-all be-all. You can always play with a different rule set. You don't have to do a hardcore Nuzlocke on it. You can say, play it normally. You can play it with shinies only. You can randomize it if you dare. The second reason on why this was created was so that players can reasonably see every single Pokemon in the game, assuming you seek out and fight every single trainer in the game as well. Some Pokemon are locked to being seen from trainers only. The third reason why I made this hack was because this was all fueled by a Mario Kart session with my friends, and I got Mario Karted so hard that I went from 3rd to 12th in an instant! But yeah, I felt that making a Kaizo hack on Pokemon X would be an interesting challenge. It took me at least 4.5 months to make the hack, which from what I know is actually far below the usual amount of time that it takes to make an efficient ROM hack. Just to preface, if you can't tell, I'm a beginner at this ROM hacking shtick. The things I changed don't even come close to actual Kaizo difficulty hacks. Locations were not changed to have mazes, not all trainers are mandatory, and you don't get as many encounters as you would typically get in typical Kaizo games. However, what I did change are trainers still having higher quality Pokemon than the player, larger wild encounter variety, Pokemon have revamped level up movesets, with some having type and stat changes, and some quality of life changes that people are sure to appreciate. Now, if you also can't tell, I decided to try out my own game with the hardcore Nuzlocke rule set, meaning the following rules for the uninformed. You can only catch the first Pokemon in each new area. If a Pokemon faints, it's considered dead and you can't use it. No, like, seriously, it is dead. You can't use items in battle, you can't overlevel past the next gym leader, and battles are done in set mode. Along with a few other rules that I have in this funny document that I have in the description. I hope you enjoy. Starting off, we have our starter choices. Fennekin is what I believe to be the best starter in the game. Fire types are typically very rare in this game, and having a guaranteed fire type is crucial for this part of the early game. Additionally, Fennekin evolves into Delphox, and assuming you play perfectly, you have a Pokemon for the 1st, 3rd, 4th, 6th, and 8th gyms. Overall, great coverage of this game, and it is why I believe it is the best starter of the 3. Froakie is a very weird choice to start off with. On paper, you can reset for the Protean ability to have Stab, Rock, and Flying type moves for the 1st and 2nd gyms, and as you evolve, you get access to a very versatile learn set. However, the problem that I see with Froakie is that while fast, Greninja is very frail. Obviously, you can abuse the Protean ability to become any type you want, but overall, frailty is not an attractive trait for me, and I chose not to use it. Chespin is sadly the worst starter here, and I tried my hardest to balance the viability of the starters in this game so people can reasonably use any of the 3. But as it stands, Fennekin reigns as king, Froakie as knight, and Chespin as fool. With this said though, Chespin does get access to rock type moves for the 1st gym, but it's a bug type gym. You take your fire, flying, and rock types in the gym, not your grass type. unless you want to use it as a pivot. Any nerds in chat want to explain what that means? Because I'm not. Hey everyone, Editing Brandon here. So when I was going through information about Chespin, I realized I forgot to actually include some information about Chestnut in particular. Specifically how Bulletproof, the hidden ability, or in this case the other ability that Chestnut can get in this game, actually comes in quite useful in the late game especially, because it walls out a bunch of other moves including Aura Sphere, Focus Blast, Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball, you name it. It notably walls out Gengar, which is huge in this game because there is a ton of Gengar in this game. However, I will say that this doesn't raise Chestnut's viability up by too much, and I still think that Delphox is the best starter in the game. My first attempt went as follows. My encounters were a Fletchling with Gale Wings on Route 2, Scatterbug in Santaloon Forest, Snubbull with Intimidate on Route 3, and Spearow, which can also have Intimidate, on Route 22. However, what you probably came here for were the trainer fights. For example, in a previous build, youngster Austin was able to easily wipe you at the start of the game, thanks to a Zigzagoon who holds a Flame Orb and uses Facade, his only move. Also, the Zigzagoon has Guts. His other two Pokemon, being Pidove and Fletchling, were manageable, but him having 3 Pokemon makes him pretty hard to beat, especially when you miss the Route 2 encounter. Which actually should be impossible because every Pokemon on Route 2 and Santaloon Forest actually has a 100% catch rate, so you better throw a Pokeball at it. Route 3 has 2 preschoolers that each have 6 Pokemon. They have all BB Pokemon but are very hard trainers anyway, so I decided not to fight them in these attempts. But if you look to fight every trainer, this might be a giant roadblock. Now this trainer, from the playtesters of the game, Rising Star Luis is infamous for being the first truly difficult trainer in the game, but you pretty much need to fight her, as otherwise you do not get a 5th Pokemon for the first gym, in which, oh yeah, you only get a maximum of 5 Pokemon before the first gym. Her Psyduck has a really annoying moveset of Aqua Jet, Ice Punch, and Yawn. That last move, Yawn, behaving just like it does in Emerald Kaizo, putting you to sleep immediately. Her Litleo is similar to the Psyduck, having Yawn, but also having Fire Spin, trapping the Pokemon so you cannot switch out. Her Weedle only has Bug Bite, which doesn't seem too bad at first glance, but upon closer inspection, Bug Bite actually does insane amounts of damage because of the Weedle holding a Choice Band and stealing your berries, which you are likely going to have your Pokemon hold multiple of. But her last Pokemon is arguably the deadliest, Nidoran Female. This female Nidoran is holding a Poison Barb and can use Poison Tail, which has been buffed in this game to 90 base power and has a 20% chance to poison, and it keeps its high crit ratio. Also, it has Water Pulse as coverage and Charm to lower your attack stat, which is relatively annoying. Overall, this trainer provides for a rude awakening of the nasty reality that you live in playing this game. I would like to go on record to say that the Santaloon Gym is the site of many team wipes. The penultimate trainer of the gym, Last Charlotte, is known for being one of the more brutal fights in the early game. Here's the team. The Pokemon alone look like a gym leader's team, but then you take a look at the moves and you can see the gimmicks. Beedrill is hunting for crits, Pineco is looking to trap and explode, Joltik hits super effective targets hard, Ledyon is there to be annoying, and Surskit can check all of the Kalos starters since it has coverage for all of them. Truly a nightmarish fight. But this team is nothing compared to Gym Leader Viola. Viola's team may seem unconcerning on paper, but there are some cheeky strategies that Viola tries to pull in this fight. Vivian uses a relatively unseen utility move on every Pokemon, but is specifically deadly to fire types. Now you might be asking, what is Powder? Powder is a non-damaging priority bug type move exclusive to Vivian. If a Pokemon attempts to use a fire type move when Vivian uses Powder, they will explode and take damage equal to 25% and will not use the fire type attack. What a diabolical strategy. The rest of the team is relatively standard for a Kaizo fight, however. Masquerain has coverage in Giga Drain and Water Pulse as well as Recovery. Kricketune is the weakest member but still hits very hard and can inflict sleep with Sing. Shuckle sits on most Pokemon and can efficiently trap, stall, and steal your Pokemon's berries for its own gain. Wormadam has an amazing defensive typing but does little much outside of that. Finally, Dwebble hits really hard and can set up hazards. It also has a sneaky Custap Berry, which notably caused a wipe in one of my runs in an earlier build of the game.
No! It has a fucking Custap Berry and use Rock Slide first! It got priority! I got so pro-played by my own code!
I wiped to Viola on my first attempt. Even with the anti-fire type prep, this is where you see the importance of fire types. If you don't have fire types, you'll have a surprisingly hard time beating the Santaloon gym. Let's breeze through these next few attempts really quickly. Attempt 2. Aside from Fennekin, I had Pidgey, Joltik, Marill, and Cyndaquil. I also found this. Oh. That's funny. So anyways, we're killing this motherfucker, right? Yeah, see you later, bud. Get out of here, shiny Pikachu. You're overrated in Smash anyways. Unfortunately, Fennekin died rather quickly to a speed boost Venipede and I decided to reset. To be fair, this was a terrible switch-in. Whoops. Attempt 3! I caught myself a Scatterbug and Ralts, which both honestly suck, and lost my Fennekin to a crit Uproar from last Anna's Skitty. A fucking Skitty. Attempt 4. Caught myself a Piplup, Pidgey, Pidove, and Totodile. Piplup in particular is a fantastic encounter, as it gets very strong water-type moves to actually beat Shuckle and Dwebble. However, I lose my Pidove to Butterfree Signal Beam from youngster Zachary, the second gym trainer of this gym. The bigger loss, and the reason why I decided to reset, is because Fennekin died to a Drill Run crit from Beedrill. Just as a reminder, this Beedrill from Last Charlotte has the Sniper ability, which boosts the damage output of its critical hits. Unrelated, but I've also had the belief that Sniper actually increased the rate that critical hits occur, but that's just a misconception. Anyways, I reset here because it's simply not possible to win the Viola fight now. Just like how it's not possible for me to go a week without my brain being a mental war zone for a day or two. Attempt 5 is where we had my best run yet. I was extremely proud of myself, although the way that the attempt ended was very sloppy. Let's get into it. My first encounter on Route 2 was Starly, arguably one of the best encounters in the area. Only Tailo and Huge Power Bunnelby can compete. Second, a Pikachu in Santaloon Forest that I named after myself, for some reason. Third, a Dunsparce on Route 3, which honestly isn't that good. Fourth is a Farfetch'd on Route 22, which is surprisingly useful. Alright, let's analyze my Viola fight. I lead with Pikachu against Vivillon because if you guys don't know, electric types are actually immune to Stun Spore, which allows me to get a ginormous lead against Viola, killing the Vivillon with Electro Ball. Out comes Kricketune, who's able to do a lot of damage to Pikachu. I decide to swap into Farfetch'd as the Kricketune goes for Sing, which Farfetch'd thankfully avoids. But guess what? I forgot that I made Farfetch'd a fighting flying type in this game, and Aerial Ace does an insane amount of damage, but I am able to use my own Aerial Ace to just barely not KO the Kricketune. I then swap to Staravia to quick attack the Kricketune, and then Viola sends in Dwebble, who threatens a Rock Slide KO. Turns out that having a water type for Viola is not as required as I originally thought. I swap to Dunsparce as Dwebble goes for Rock Slide. Then it sets up Stealth Rock, but I am able to put Dwebble to sleep with Yawn. Then I Screech and roll out on Dwebble. This proceeds to be a clean 2-hit KO. However, I'm stuck in rollout, so now I'm rolling out on Wormadam, but thankfully, Wormadam does not do enough damage to beat Dunsparce into oblivion and it dies. Masquerain comes out, and I just barely survive an Air Cutter and kill it with a max power rollout. Last is the Shuckle, who uses Bug Bite on my switch to Staravia, snatching my Pecha Berry. I wing attack, but then I get hit by Toxic. I can't risk losing Staravia, so I swap to Farfetch'd. After a series of sand attacking, U-turning, and aerial lacing, Shuckle goes down to my Breaksin, raising the level cap to 32, leading to my personal best in this game. my own game. On Route 4, I catch a Mudkip, arguably one of the strongest starters in the game, and it has Damp, which prevents explosions from occurring, and of which I never utilized. Up next is one of the more fun battles. Professor Sycamore and his acquisition of both the Kalos and Kanto starters make for a very fun triple battle to plan for. Aside from each Kanto starter having a type boosting item, Chespin serves as a defensive unit, Fennekin serves as a frail but sneaky and surprising attacker at times. Yes, you are reading that right, I gave this thing Thunderbolt. It needs it. And Froakie serves as a versatile attacker thanks to its ability Protean. Also, I chose Bulbasaur as my starter. On Route 5, I delayed my encounter to gain access to the purple flowers, as I had the regular grass have lower encounter quality to punish wanting to get your encounter immediately. Before we get to my encounter though, let's talk about some more fun trainer battles. Case in point, twins Faith and Joy, who have a team full of discharging electric types. Discharge spam will cause a lot of paralysis to occur, and you better have something prepared when you get repeatedly paralyzed by them. Because they are. Their electric types have Volt Absorb, Lightning Rod, and Motor Drive, otherwise known as ways to play around discharge spam. Tierno had a fun double battle concept in theory, but he wasn't too hard to fight. Although not by much, his Corphish was probably his scariest Pokemon. Because he wasn't too hard, I'm not going to go into too much detail. By the way, my Route 5 encounter turns out to be Esper, a Pokemon that I was very unfamiliar with using at the time. On Route 6, I was pondering if I should either get a Bush encounter to get Venipede or Audino, the former having the chance of having the Speed Boost ability as well as an extremely expansive move pool upon evolving into Scolipede, and the latter having a fantastic defensive typing in Normal Fairy. On the other hand, going into the grass would grant me high quality encounters such as Oddish, Lombre, Furfrou, and Honedge. I decided to go into the grass, but unfortunately, I get Pachirisu, a rather mediocre encounter compared to everything else. Route 7 allows me to get another great encounter if I delay for the regular grass, as the yellow and purple flowers have the lower quality Pokemon this time. You may have noticed that I did not catch the Snorlax here on Route 7. The reason why is because I really don't want people to catch this as their first encounter on this route. Also, the Snorlax has self-destruct. I really did not want people catching this thing, and I personally think it should not count as the first encounter of the route. But more power to you if you do want to use this Snorlax. Up next is one of the scarier fights of the early game, the multi-battle versus Tierno and Trevor. There's a common theme here. Every Pokemon used by the AI, yes, even your partner, has Protect. You should use this move on your attempts. Trust me, it'll be helpful, especially if you don't want to lose any Pokemon. Oh, I'm dead. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, there's a 2v1. I think I'm gonna die here. Yeah. Unlucky, and the accuracy drop didn't work. Sag. I think we have to sack off Pika. Alright. It's been nice knowing you, dude. Unless we can get a crit? Nope, not even fucking close. Not even fucking close. God damn it. Did I get a min roll for that too? That looks like a min roll. That looks like the most min of min rolls ever. This looks awful. It's gonna go for Aerial Ace. It sees a kill. Let's see it. Come on, low roll. Fuck! Fuck, dude. Okay. Alright. That is a lot of stuff that we just lost. It sure is, you dumb idiot. Anyways, the Route 7 encounter turns out to be Shallows. A pretty good encounter. Is it worth losing 3 Pokemon for it though? Nah, not really. Connecting Cave gives me Sableye, which is a fantastic encounter, as not only does it have a chance to have the Prankster ability, but it also has buff stats. Unfortunately, it doesn't have Prankster, sporting the Kenai ability instead, making it a far worse encounter. Pidgeotto is my Route 8 encounter, and unfortunately it's one of the more unspectacular encounters. Upon gaining access to the Old Rod, you can go back to Perfume Palace and get a fishing encounter. In this attempt, I get Tentacool, a relatively fantastic encounter. Upon arriving in the Fossil Lab, we realized that a scientist had gone missing in a funny cave. Probably wanted to go fishing or something now that I got the Old Rod. We're going to try and get him back. But first, we get our Route 9 encounter, that being Shieldon. These encounters are looking so ass, man. I say, but little did I know that this thing was going to be a very important encounter for the next gym. In Glittering Cave, we get Lily, a relatively solid encounter. I don't know what it is, but Cradily is one of those Pokemon that I feel like I almost never ever kill in one hit from full HP. But maybe it's just me. What's this? A Team Flare Grunt? Exactly what I wanted to see. Not really. If you guys didn't know, the enemy grunts in the Kaizo games are designed around the idea that they use sneaky and unfair strategies to win their fights. They are the evil team after all. They'll do everything in their power to get what they want, you know what I mean? I think just looking at these two grunts and their teams gives a good idea of what you're likely to go up against. Check out the multi-battle against the last two Team Flare grunts in this cave. So let's U-turn the Inkay. Nice. Okay, now we're gonna fake out Scraggy. Yep. Nice try. Okay, now what we do is we swap. Nice Quick Claw, by the way, Scraggy. Okay, now let's... Oh, right. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this is probably gonna kill me. Okay. Okay, good. U-turn. This should be Zen Headbutt. We can Hypnosis, and now we can swap to Gastrodon. Ooh, okay, that works too. I pick up a Jaw Fossil to revive a Tyrant, but I also realized upon editing this video, I could have also gotten myself a fishing encounter in Ambrit Town. You see, I have a rather specific Nuzlocke rule distinction, which states that if I have the option to get both gift and wild Pokemon as encounters in the same area, I may receive as many gift encounters as I desire until I receive a wild encounter, which I can also catch. Conversely, if I run into a wild encounter before I receive a gift Pokemon, I am not allowed to receive any gift encounters in that area. I've actually been punished by this rule once before in Pokemon Volt White 2 Redux, where I received my wild encounter in Relic Castle, not knowing about the fact that I could have revived some fossils in that same area. Because of that, I was unable to use any of the fossils that I had picked up along the way. Unfortunate. Wait. I should have gotten repels. I'm such an idiot. Oh. Fuck! So this is my encounter, right? So according to my rules, because I got a wild encounter before I got a gift encounter, I cannot get the gift encounter. So this is our only encounter. The bullshit doesn't stop there though. Take a look at what happened when I accidentally ran into Swimmer Genevieve and her team of scary water types. Fuck me, dude. I ran into that like a fucking log was going down a hill. Is my team equipped for this? I don't think it is. Oh god. Oh, my team is not equipped for this. It's gonna do like no damage because of the Eviolite. Oh my god. Omega Punish. Okay, Body Slam for 100% accuracy. Am I gonna die to this? Razor Shell? Ooh, that does a little bit. Of course, accuracy. I have not marked down the fact that this has Night Slash in the document. Good to know. I'm dead to crit. The Dunsparce? Yeah, because I think you saw a kill with Waterfall. That was a crit. Oh my god. A second crit? The fuck? Okay, that was terrifying. That could have gone much worse. Salage City grants me a Wild Finneon, a rather forgettable Pokemon, but one that is surprisingly useful as well. Route 10 grants me a Wild Hawlucha, an extremely high quality encounter. Okay, on to the second gym leader of the game, Grant. His team looks like this. Right off the bat, you'll notice that for a second gym leader, his team is already full of fully evolved Pokemon. Carbink is designed to set up screens and stall, even when against Ancient Power Omni boosts. Macargo is the least threatening member in his team, but even then it can be nasty to take out if it manages to hit a yawn. Tyrantrum and Aurorus are arguably his most threatening team members, as they have an insane amount of coverage for this point in the game, with Aurorus in particular having access to a refrigerate boosted Hyper Voice. Probopass is typically more annoying than threatening, with access to Thunder Wave and Explosion. And last up is Aerodactyl, who on paper looks really spooky to take out, but the life orb that it holds actually harms it in the long run, even with access to Roost. What you can do is repeatedly pivot into Pokemon that can tank an expected attack that the Aerodactyl may go for, and keep going until you find yourself at a comfortable KO position. Now here's how the battle itself went. I started by leading with Venusaur against the Carbink. Leech Seed was used to repeatedly sap the Carbink's HP, but Carbink went for Rest. Upon realizing that my attacks actually do very little damage to Carbink, I decided to swap out to my Meowstic, who would do more damage thanks to Infiltrator, who bypasses the effects of Light Screen. Next is Probopass. I swap into Bastiodon because I fully anticipate a normal gem boosted explosion coming my way. Out comes Tyrantrum, who is looking to Earthquake my Bastiodon to bits. I swap to Hawlucha to use Drain Punch, which does just above 50%. Tyrantrum retaliates with Rock Tomb, which does exactly 50%. Because Tyrantrum sees any of its moves bar Earthquake killing Hawlucha, it will randomly choose one of those moves to KO my Hawlucha. This is the reason I brought Bastiodon. Turns out having a defensive Steel type is fantastic for pivoting purposes. I swap right back into Hawlucha to Drain Punch Tyrantrum, and now out comes Aurorus. Now, you might be saying, well, you can just Drain Punch it to kill it immediately. And I would respond with, you fucking dumb fuck. And I would respond with, no I cannot, because Aurorus is holding a Chople Berry, reducing the amount of damage taken by fighting type moves, meaning that even if I hit this thing with a quad effective Drain Punch, it will not kill the Aurorus. I have to switch here. I have to U-turn right back into Bastiodon, right into the Refrigerate boosted Hyper Voice. God, if only I had Soundproof. Now the Aurorus is looking to Earth Power my Bastiodon, to which I can, you guessed it, switch back into my Hawlucha and continue this cycle until Drain Punch can kill the Aurorus even through its Chople Berry. Next up is Aerodactyl, grants Ace in the Hole. Remember when I talked about pivoting around the moves that it wants to use? We can simply keep switching between Hawlucha and Bastiodon to bait the moves that I want the Aerodactyl to use, all the while Aerodactyl loses more and more HP to its Life Orb. However, once the Aerodactyl is at a low enough amount of HP where it would want to go for Roost, I would have to sacrifice my Bastiodon to gain a clean switch into my Lumineon. Lumineon can then set up Rain Dance and activate Swift Swim, and proceed to spam Scald on the Aerodactyl and the Macargo that switches in, earning us a second gym badge and raising the level cap to 42. We did it, boys and girls and non-binaries. We love our gender inclusivity. Don't run into the option. Oh, fuck me. I'm so good at dodging optionals, by the way. I almost lost my Delphox because I hard swapped into a Gramble's Earthquake. Glad I was overleveled, but more of where that comes from later. Route 11 grants me access to Dedenne, a similarly unspectacular encounter. Something that was pretty spectacular, though, was the fight against Brains and Brawn, Frank and Sly. One of the harder fights on the route. I had a pretty mediocre lead for the fight, which led to me losing the Hawlucha and Sableye. In Reflection Cave, I caught myself a Swoobat, which fucking sucked. It has the Klutz ability and was utter dog shit. Okay, we've made it to Shalor City, where I proceed to catch myself a Poliwag and proceeded to fight Serena for the first time. And I utterly washed the floor with her. Just like how I will rub your face into the concrete if you don't click the subscribe button. Alright, the Shalor Gym, the home of fighting types. Delphox proves to be useful in this gym in particular because of how psychic types destroy fighting types. Oh, it didn't kill. Oh no. Did I throw? I threw so hard. I didn't read strength. Oh my god. I didn't read strength on the thing. Oh, that's so annoying. Yep. Strength is a rock type move in this game. That's all I lost in the gym before the gym leader, but that was a giant loss. Now we move on to leader Karina. She is definitely the biggest obstacle when it comes to gym leaders so far. Just like how the biggest obstacle for me when I was 5 to 7 years old was how whenever I woke up from a good night's sleep, I wouldn't stop pissing the bed? We're definitely not including that in the script. The editor isn't evil enough to include that, right? Let's talk about Karina's team. Immediately, you'll notice Hitmontop and Poliwrath, similar to how Brawly has those two Pokemon in Emerald Kaizo. Hitmontop in particular functions relatively the same, but has access to Close Combat and Sucker Punch. Poliwrath functions quite differently, however, as instead of inflicting you with status, it will go to sleep itself by using Rest. Also, it's holding a Chesto Berry. You can see where this is going. However, it's the next 4 Pokemon where we really start to see some action. Hawlucha is a versatile threat that is prepared for any flying type to come its way. Gallade is one of the 2 scariest Pokemon on Karina's team, as it can recover its HP with Drain Punch, kill you off with Priority, and is prepared for Fairy types thanks to Poison Jab, all while equipped with a Lychee Berry to boost its attack even further. Heracross has something similar. In addition to hosting its stab attacks in Brick Break and Bug Bite, it has coverage in Bulldoze and Rock Slide. Also, a Select Berry to boost its speed. Last up is her trusty old Lucario, who has special attacks. You can see that the aim for this fight is not to be as diverse of a team, but rather to be mostly the same. Remember when I said before that you don't get as many encounters as you would in typical Kaizo games? This is what makes this fight in particular very difficult. You don't have as many counters to a particular Pokemon with the amount of encounters you get in this game, so when you encounter a team that has most of the same Pokemon, it becomes harder and harder to justify using that particular Pokemon to beat all of the members of the rest of the team. Because that counter has already taken a bit of damage beforehand. You will be forced to use other Pokemon to win the fight. Now to the Karina fight itself. And honestly, I don't think I can narrate the Karina fight too well in a script format, so here's the actual fight. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This has Intimidate, but we also have Defiant. So, we get a boost on our acrobatics damage if this thing doesn't go for Fake Out, which it most certainly did not go for? That did so much damage, actually. Oh my god. That did so much damage. Is this faster than me? It is, isn't it? Okay, now we hope for no freeze, because that'd be really bad if he got it. No freeze? Okay, good. This is going to be probably Scald, right? Focus Blast. Oh, that works too. You're gonna take some recoil from this, by the way. Ooh, actually, that did not do as much as I thought it would. Maybe we can Giga Drain it. Yeah, we can most certainly Giga Drain this. That's a crit. God damn it. Did you have to crit me on that turn, by the way? I was just about to get back to max HP. Then you had to go and ruin it. This is Bulldoze, which means we swap into Pidgeot. 100% Bulldoze. If it's not, then something's wrong. Oh, I didn't change the moveset. Oh, I have to switch. I have to change that moveset. Whoops, I forgot that Heracross was originally even harder of a Pokemon to beat. Because prior to this build of X Kaizo, I ended up nerfing both her Heracross and her Hawlucha. Heracross originally had Stone Edge and Earthquake in place of Rock Slide and Bulldoze. But the Hawlucha, on the other hand, wasn't even there in the original build. Instead, she had a Conkeldurr, which looking back on it now, does not fit with her style at all. So I replaced it with Hawlucha instead, which in my eyes fits far better. Okay, good to know, good to know. I'll change that after. I'm gonna Air Slash. It has the old moveset, I have to switch it out. Okay. Ooh, the flinch! Let's go. Quick attack. Get out of here. This is Thunder Punch or Rock Slide. Which means we go into Swampert. Procedure still stayed the same. I'm gonna Rock Tomb here, that way I can slow this thing down. This is gonna do a lot of damage here. And be very careful to not activate, oh, that's the Gallade, never mind, okay. Okay, maybe this is okay. I'm gonna Muddy Water now. He's still faster, oh my god. Can you lose some accuracy? Thank you, I appreciate it. Nothing swaps into a Drain Punch, huh? I'm gonna use, the Farfetch'd as a pivot. Okay, this shouldn't do too much. Okay, just enough for me to live. This could be... I think this has to be a Thunder Punch or Aerial... No, this Aerial Ace because it's Stab. Okay. Thunder Punch... Is that a concern right now? Yeah, definitely. Alright, I'm swapping again. Okay. Muddy Water. God damn it. Fine, let's do it. Bro, he hasn't missed a single move, by the way. He's gonna recover like 27. Okay, another accuracy drop. Citrus, though. Let's recover. He hasn't missed again. Okay. I'm not dead to crit, thankfully. This thing's really crippled, I will say. Muddy Water again. Aerial Ace. Okay, now he's really trying to not miss. So. That was very good damage. Please kill from here. Can this thing please die? Okay, good. Whew. What's coming in next? I'm gonna assume Gallade. It has to be Gallade. Lucario. This is... Ooh. This is actually really spooky. Wait, what am I saying? I have Venusaur. I can swap into this. Okay. Aura Sphere. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that does nothing. Okay, so we're gonna Leech Seed first. Flash Cannon. This might put me in crit range, actually. Oh, that definitely puts me in crit range. I have to land this Leech Seed right now. Okay. So what we can do right now is we can keep switching between Tentacruel and Venusaur to bait moves of the opposite type. So for example, I'm going to lure a an Aura Sphere, or actually no, this might be Dark Pulse. Did I make a mistake just now? Well, either way, I'm really especially bulky, so I should be okay. And I still have my berry. Do I want to Bubble Beam here? Probably. This is Dark Pulse. Yeah, 100% Dark Pulse. Okay. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so he's in berry range. This Lucario is in Pitaya berry range now, so that special attack is going to be much more scary. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. So, this Lucario is likely going to put me in Shadow Sneak range from the Gallade. So I'm going to actually take the time to kill this Lucario right now. Yep, that's a crit too. Perfect, actually. That's actually so good. That crit there, it might have put me in like a really bad range, but that also means this thing's 100% going for Shadow Sneak now. So we can go into Pidgeot on the Shadow Sneak. That crit was actually perfect for me. Yes, exactly. Okay. So now what we can do is we can Air Slash. Okay. Oh, that was a crit too. He got double crit. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna have to Air Slash one more time. No flinch. God. Alright. This might be where we're sacking Pidgeot. I think Air Slash is correct here. Because what do I have? I think after this, if in the wait, what does more damage? Does my Air Slash, does my super effective Air Slash do more damage, or does my harder hitting Double Edge do more? This thing's Lychee Berry hasn't been activated yet, so... Oh, my Double Edge does more. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to sack the Pidgeot then. Alright, it's been nice knowing you, Pidgeot. Get your Fs ready for Pidgeot, because, Kakarot's gonna have to die. See ya, buddy. Ah, it's so close. Okay, now what outspeeds this thing? I don't think I have anything that outspeeds this. That was my fastest Pokemon. Oh no. Okay, alright, here we go. I'm at 83 HP with Swampert. Oh, this is gonna look really scary. I have an idea of what we're gonna do. I think we have to sack off another Pokemon. I think it's gonna be Swampert. I think we have to sack Swampert. Yeah, because this is what I was thinking was gonna happen. Jesus Christ, you do so much. Took me from 83 to 23, so that's 60 HP. So then that's 30 HP recovered. Okay. Does Shadow Sneak kill me from this range? At +1, it does not. This thing looks like it's at 20% HP right now. I think we have to Muddy Water here. We have to Muddy Water. Oh god, we're relying on bad accuracy. Okay. If there's a time to land Muddy Water, it's now or never, Swampert. It's now or never. I love you, buddy. Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Fuck, dude. Oh my god, dude. 3 badges, motherfucker. Oh my god, that was such a hard fight. Oh my god. And I forgot to change the Heracross moveset too. So you did see that Pidgeot had to be sacrificed there, but oh boy, did it perform well. We go up to the Tower of Mastery, where we pick up our Lucario. And then we can advance onward to the next route, being Route 12. Where we can first get our gift Lapras that was not accessible to us before, and... Oh, it's a shiny Lapras. Okay, well... And then we catch our Route 12 wild encounter, being a Hitmonchan. Remember the rule distinction where I can get as many gift encounters as I want until I find a wild Pokemon? I really like this rule, can you tell? In Azure Bay, I found a Dratini, arguably one of the best encounters in that area. This is gonna be really helpful if I can not wipe. Before the rival fight, before the Crumarine Gym, I accidentally level up my Venusaur too high. I did not mean to level you up. And then... fuck, that's not good. Anyways, on to the fight against Ramos. Here's his team. You'll notice here that his team functions around having the sun being bright. You can attack the leading Whimsicott once, and he will swap over to a different mon that is very likely to use the sun to good effect. Victory Bell and Shiftry are Chlorophyll Sweepers, and Cherim can use its Flower Gift ability to become stronger. Go-Go is the only Pokemon that doesn't use the sun for itself. And then you have Venusaur, who will Mega Evolve and become a tough tank to take down. Let's see how this fight went out. This is Sludge Bomb. And I think, yeah, because like every single Pokemon aside from Go-Go actually benefits from the sun. So. Oh, this is gonna be Explosion, isn't it? Okay, so this is going to be explosion, because you actually see a kill with it. Yep. Is that a high roll or a low roll? Does Weather Ball kill me from here? It might. I take a lot of damage from Leaf Storm in particular. Uh-oh, stinky. I'm dead to crit, but I'm gonna risk it. Okay, we're not dead. Yeah, especially since we have the berry. Okay. The biggest thing right now is that the sun has faded. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Swoobat. Nice. This is either Growth or Moonblast. Fairy type. Right. Grass Fairy in this game. Don't lower my special attack. You fucking bitch. I think this is gonna be Earthquake, if I'm not mistaken. Unless I get like one of the 2 rolls that this doesn't kill. No, that's not true. This guaranteed killing me. I have to swap. Into Farfetch'd. This is Acrobatics. That did nothing. Oh my god, that did nothing. I'm gonna roost here because I'm pretty sure I'm holding a citrus berry. Yeah. Right? Yeah, okay, so that's why Acrobatics didn't do that much. But now I have a much more powerful Acrobatics coming your way. Horn Leech. Shouldn't do too much. Ooh. I might be dead to crit. Yeah, that's way stronger. Ah, milk drink. He's milk drinking, guys. He's trying to heal. He's trying to stall. What's going on? Alright, he gave up. He gave up trying. He wants to learn close combat. Oh, I wish I could utilize it. Alright. Do I have any way of preventing a death of some magnitude? Because this is gonna be Sludge Bomb, right? I'm honestly down to sack the Swoobat. Yep, here's the Mega Evolution. The first actual Mega Evolution that we are fighting. Yep, this is Sludge Bomb. This is now Earth Power. Yep. So this is Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Earth Power, Synthesis. Alright. My friend, you weren't that useful, but in the future, I think you will. Even after your death. You'll see why. It's been an honor, Swoobat. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into Chance Cube here. Okay. Poison me, actually. Fuck. So that's 60. I can survive a non-crit. Unless that was like a hyper low roll. He didn't poison me. But... oh, what's that? I think Swoobat is here to take this thing out. Get out of here. See ya. Oh my god. I actually almost threw. I almost threw that so bad, man. I almost threw. Route 13 gives me a Sandvale Dugtrio, a very mediocre Pokemon to have as my encounter. After this, however, we reach the first Team Flare Grunt Gauntlet, and oh my lord did it demolish us. I proceeded to perform misplay after misplay and lost a ton of Pokemon, taking my Tentacruel from an explosion crit from Torkoal, Mega Venusaur from an explosion from Golem, and then the entire party against the penultimate Team Flare admin of the entire power plant. See ya. See ya, buddy. Yeah, this is it. Okay. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I'm getting cucked. I'm getting destroyed. Can I tank this? No shot. I died to the next Giga Drain. This is a wipe. Alright. Unlucky. Alright. Honestly, I'm glad that we got this far. I'm very glad that I got this far. We lost everything. Even after trying to perish song my way through the admin's team, it was simply too much for my team to handle. And we proceeded to wipe. And feel the urge to reset the game, as the game says. Allow me to feel a little egotistical about my ROM hack here, but I loved Nuzlocking this game. Was it hard? Yes. But was it fun? Well, absolutely, it was a fucking blast. Did it feel unfair at times? Yes, actually, but that's the point of Kaizo. At the time of this script, I still have no idea how to make a patch for the game, so I'm just playing on a ROM instead. If any 3DS hackers know how to make a patch from PK3DS, please let me know. I'd love to make this an officially public game for people to try out. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video and you want to share your support, hit that like button down below for me, give me a thumbs up. I don't really care, but if you do, subscribe, because it really helps on my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!